And let's make sure in both boats we're holding the pop here off that front end. You drop that blade in, find the pickup with the legs, find the connection between the legs and the body. And watch the handle heights here in the queen. Keep those hands coming up into the front end, even when it's square. Hands stay up. And to balance those hands, balance the boat. And blade depth here a little bit on that port side. Genty a little deep on the catches. And let's watch that catch timing here on the starboard side. Jacqueline and Kathleen a little bit late behind the Jeanette and Nikki. Want to make sure we square up with them, drop those hands in together. And it's 3 minutes here, coxswains. That's 3 minutes. And Rachel's still watching that inside shoulder. Relax it down. Get the lean towards your side from the hips here. And in the endurance here, let's watch those blade heights, those handle heights into the catch. Let's make one movement into that front end, bringing those hands up. Give that boat some stability. Dominique, stay tall here. Don't wilt. We're only 4 minutes into a piece, Dominique. You can't wilt yet. Stay towards that side, Dominique. Lean over. Stay with the core support. And blade depth here in the gain. One height here on the drive. We drop those blades in, kick back, and straight back. Emmy watching that outside shoulder. Don't let it come too far away and don't let it roll up. If it stretches out too far over those knees, that's when you have a tendency to start letting it roll up towards the ear. And Jeanette, a little bit more swing behind Emmy as well. Just hold those knees down just a half second longer. And coxswains here, we got 15 seconds here, so let's go ahead and call it up 2 beats here to that 22. Coxswains will call it up to that 22. And in the endurance again, find that swing here out of that back end, especially that bow 4, bow 5. Find the swing behind the hands. And Sarah, I want you to sit up just a little bit out of that finish. Relax the shoulders as well. Just focus on the movement with the legs. Stay fluid. KZ, getting that blade locked in before you kick back. Make sure you can kind of feel your legs drive and the upper body just kind of hangs out of that full slide. It's not Port City Java, KZ. You just can't hang out all day on a Sunday after saw practice. Gotta lock in. Gotta kick back. The blade in the water. And fluid here with the hands. Still fluid. And to make sure you're finding that swing before the knees come up. Hold those knees down just a little bit longer. Want those hands over the shins before those knees break. Again and again, one handle height there on port side. Match those hands coming up in the full slide. Those blades getting closer to the water. Coxswains are coming up in the last 3 minutes here. Last 3 minutes. And ladies in the gain here, closing the gap a little bit on the men's 8. They got just under 3 minutes in which to do it here. Probably got about a boat and a half length of open water. And Andy, bring it towards port just a little bit for me. Alright, stay controlled here, lady and gentlemen. With those hands. Yes, we're getting some choppy water here, but we got about 2.5 minutes left of the piece. Stay relaxed. Stay controlled here with the hands. Consider this a little bit of coastal rowing. Sure, it's exactly the same thing. Bend, stand tall here again. Swing from the hips. Don't just swing the upper half of the torso. We got less than 2 minutes here. Less than 2 minutes. And stay tall, stay composed here, gentlemen. Matt, keeping your eyes on Martine so you can release with him with the hands, swing with him with the body. Coming up on the last minute here, last minute. And Coxswains will start bringing it over towards port just a little bit here. Start bringing it over towards port a little bit. "40 seconds. Again, start bringing it over towards port. A little bit harder here, a little bit harder. Last 20. And paddle. And Coxswains will go ahead and spin here as well, pulling it across.